need proof of that? Look at the most recent election results. November
Oh,
5th,
for fuck's sake.
2024, to be exact. That tells you right there that we're not as unified as you think we are.
Now, Genty, I've already schooled you on those election poll results, so now I know you're just being willfully ignorant. But let me go ahead and school you on some black and brown history. And we'll go ahead and start with your people, the Haitians. See, the indigenous people of those islands, you know, the people that you now call Hispanics and Latinos, they lost 90% of their people due to genocide. And those that were left, they actually helped African people escape to the mountains. Because African people weren't from these lands, so they didn't know how to navigate them. They didn't know what foods they could eat, because they didn't know what plants were poisonous and what weren't. They didn't know what animals were dangerous and what weren't. So it was through the guidance of indigenous people that helped bring Africans to safety in the mountains. And those indigenous people that were left stood side by side, shoulder to shoulder with Africans as they fought and won the Haitian Revolution.
Wish you guys would be more genuine when you try to make these arguments, because no, the Hispanic community and Latin community have not always had the backs of black people. Like, you bring up the way that the Haitian black population, when they moved to Haiti, were helped by the Taínos, but you call the Taínos Latino and Hispanic. That's not what they were. Like, why would you give them Taino heritage, and then that would then mean that black Haitians have no Taino heritage then by your metric? Do you not see how that's anti-black? And then you bring up Guerrero from Mexico, and you're like, oh yeah, he had help from Mexican people to help liberate the black people from Mexico. And then he was murdered by Mexicans. Like, why are you leaving that part out? Oh, it's because it makes your point moot. And I hate that you try to make him indigenous. We don't know if he was indigenous. There is no portraiture from the time he was alive. It was all made after his life. The stuff that we have are descriptions, and his descriptions sound very Spain.
Now, Genty, I've already schooled you on those election poll results, so now I know you're just being willfully ignorant. But let me go ahead and school you on some black and brown history.
I was gonna leave your ass alone, but since you blocked me, I'm about to be bad. First of all, what accent is that? I'm real confused, sweetheart, because I hear us, but I don't see us, okay? Second, how you gonna school somebody on their own race? That's a bit racist over there. That's a bit racy. And third, you don't see no black folks making videos about how we need to be unified. You want to know why? Because we don't want to be unified with y'all. Why are y'all not getting that?
Hey my people, Gracie here once again. I hope that from wherever you are watching this from, you're doing alright, and hopefully God has protected you and preserved you very well. And of course, to those of you that keep supporting, I do appreciate you. And to my members, shout out to you guys, you do me great. And as always, we are back with another interesting episode. Yeah, I landed on this clip on TikTok where this Latina lady was saying that Latina or Latinos and black people or the black community have always been like this.
The Latino and black communities have always been like this, and we should continue staying like that. There's no reason why the two communities should be fighting, okay? We have fought next to each other, side by side, since the civil rights movement, okay? There's no time for beef on either side. We need to stand together, especially with everything that's going on right now in this country. So just a reminder that the Latino community and the black community are like this.
And that video was quite a while ago, and black people made a lot of videos debunking the lies that were already put in this video of this Latina woman. And it looked like it had, been sorted until when I landed on this other video of another lady that was actually trying to spread misinformation and calling, the Taínos that helped black people, the Latinos, which is quite very interesting. There's a lot of our people in here debunking the lies that a lot of these people are saying, and I don't understand why this community of all people still is tagging on the black community to come and save them, even when they know for sure they had a job to do, on the election day, and they did not do it. They chose their own demise, and unfortunately it's coming to bite them in the back, and they want the people that did that job to still come and do the job and save them. I mean, we wouldn't have a problem with having a community together, but the problem is you coming out and lying in broad daylight, because this is not true. We are going to watch these clips together, all the stitches. We will definitely come back and talk about it.
The Latino and Black communities have always been like this.
No, we haven't. No, we haven't. See, you be watching these movies. Too much Sesame Street. Too much Big Bird. Okay, too much of them two cats. That's like Total Live and Total Dumb on Sesame Street. No, y'all watch too much cartoons. That's not true. I'm sorry. Holistically, the Hispanic community and the Black community has not been like this. It's not as tight as you think. That's just the truth. Maybe to Hispanic people that might be the case, but that is not to Black people holistically. It is what it is. And if you want any proof of that, look at the most recent election results. November 5th,
for fuck's sake.
2024, to be exact. That tells you right there that we're not as unified as you think we are, or as most of your people think we are. I wish that's something that we can get fixed. I wish that's something that can be, progressing this and the third in the future. Because I believe there is, a chance of that happening. But as it stands right now, no, it's not. No, it's not. Most Hispanics want that proximity to whiteness real bad. So no. Respectfully, no.
Now, Genty, I've already schooled you on those election poll results, so now I know you're just being willfully ignorant. But let me go ahead and school you on some black and brown history. And we'll go ahead and start with your people, the Haitians. See, the indigenous people of those islands, the people that you now call Hispanics and Latinos, they lost 90% of their people due to genocide. And those that were left, they actually helped African people escape to the mountains. Because African people weren't from these lands, so they didn't know how to navigate them. They didn't know what foods they could eat, because they didn't know what plants were poisonous and what weren't. They didn't know what animals were dangerous and what weren't. So it was through the guidance of indigenous people that helped bring Africans to safety in the mountains. And those indigenous people that were left stood side by side, shoulder to shoulder with Africans as they fought and won the Haitian Revolution. We can fast forward to the Mexican War of Independence, where a man by the name of Vicente Guerrero, who was both African and native, built a strong black and brown coalition to fight against the Spaniards and abolish slavery in Mexico. We can talk about the Underground Railroad to the north, to the Caribbean, and to Mexico, where indigenous people played a crucial role in helping enslaved Africans navigate through the lands to find freedom and safety. In New Orleans, every year during Mardi Gras, the Mardi Gras Indians actually celebrate indigenous people for what they did in helping them escape slavery and fight colonizers and hiding them in the swamps to protect them. You want to talk about the Alamo and how Mexicans destroyed those white Anglo-Saxons because they wanted to keep slavery in Texas and they freed the enslaved African people that were held up in the Alamo? We could talk about the Mexican-American War that was fought because of slavery. And when the United States illegally stole more indigenous lands, they had a serious fucking problem on their hands because now they had a bunch of freed indigenous and African people that they didn't know how to re-enslave, which sparked the debates on slavery in the Southeast, which then lit the fire to the Civil War and helped abolish slavery in the United States. See those brown Latinos, those indigenous people, all throughout the Americas, have consistently lost lands and laid their lives on the line to stand side by side with black people. And black people did the same for us. Now we can fast forward to modern times, like the Watts riots and the Rodney King protests and the BLM movement, where brown people came out in mass to support black people when it came to police brutality. And black people have done the same for us. The 1965 Civil Rights Movement showed how black and brown unity was so strong that they had to create an entire organization to dismantle groups like the Black Panthers, the Brown Berets, AIM, the Young Lords, and the Rainbow Coalition, because we were that motherfucking powerful together. And during those George Floyd protests and the BLM movement, organizations like the Brown Berets stepped up in certain cities to actually organize BLM marches and protests and rallies. So that way black people didn't have to do the behind-the-scenes work to organize such events and were able to uplift black voices. See, black and brown unity is holistic because we've been fighting the same struggles for 500 years. So this proximity to whiteness that you claim we have, we don't have because we live under the same racist, oppressive system where we have no power in and where we have always been treated less than human. At this point, I'm beginning to think you're nothing but a fucking agent, causing division on purpose. Either that, or you're just xenophobic and anti-native as fuck. And everybody is seeing how performative you are in your activism. And this is how I know you've never been boots on the ground. Because if you had, you would see how black and brown unity and solidarity has always been a thing out in them streets. So maybe stop being performative on TikTok and actually get out in them fucking streets and stand up for something.
The Latino and Black communities have always been like this, and we should continue staying like that. There's no reason why the two communities should be fighting, okay? We have fought next to each other, side by side, since the Civil Rights Movement, okay? There's no time for beef. on either side. We need to stand together, especially with everything that's going on.
No, the fuck we not like this. If we were like this, all of y'all would have voted the right way during November and y'all asses would not be deported and y'all asses wouldn't be marching down goddamn streets trying to save your people from damn extradition. I'm sorry, sweetheart. We've not always been like this. Let's not play that game. Y'all always want to sing fucking kumbaya when shit is happening to y'all. But when we telling y'all what the fuck is going to happen to y'all, and we tell y'all what's going to happen if y'all don't vote this way, y'all don't move this way, y'all ignore us. So this whole fucking kumbaya shit, no. Black people are singing with black folks right now. Y'all figure out what the fuck y'all going to do with y'all people, and we'll see y'all asses during midterms. We not marching with y'all. We not protesting with y'all. We ain't got shit to do with what's happening with y'all right now because you know what? We're the only ones that voted correctly. We're the only ones that voted correctly, okay? The 92 and the 84, we did what the fuck we had to do to make sure that y'all was good. Your people fucked you, not us. So, that little solidarity shit, no, we are not one. This is not We Are the World. This is not the United Nations. Black folks, we are resting. Y'all figure out what the fuck y'all gonna do with y'all own Latino people. Because y'all people, y'all need to start having some infighting. Y'all need to start dragging people out the damn house and asking who the fuck they voted for. They ain't got shit to do with us. Stop trying to rope us in with y'all. Handle your own shit.
Now, Genty, I've already schooled you on those election poll results, so now I know you're just being willfully ignorant. But let me go ahead and school you on some black and brown history.
I was gonna leave your ass alone, but since you blocked me, I'm about to be bad. First of all, what fucking accent is that? I'm real confused, sweetheart, because I hear us, but I don't see us, okay? Second, how you gonna school somebody on their own race? That's a bit racist over there. That's a bit racy. And third, you don't see no black folks making videos about how we need to be unified. You want to know why? Because we don't want to be fucking unified with y'all. Why are y'all not getting that shit? We are minding our black business, which means staying out of everybody else's shit and focusing on us. It is sad that y'all cannot understand or grasp that concept that we don't give a fuck about what y'all doing. Y'all need to worry about yours. You fucked up the vote. Whether how you want to split it, how many hairs, how many percentages, we know how we voted. We watched how y'all voted. We watched y'all on this damn internet say y'all was voting for him. We watched y'all celebrate him being in office. Now all of a sudden y'all trying to get us together because black and brown people need to be unified. Bitch, unify with your own goddamn people. Okay? Don't let me have to tell you this shit again.
The Latino and black communities have always been like this. No, we haven't. No, we haven't. See, you be watching these movies.
I just really wish you guys would be more genuine when you try to make these arguments because no, the Hispanic community and Latin community have not always had the backs of black people. Like, you bring up the way that the Haitian black population, when they moved to Haiti, were helped by the Taínos, but you call the Taínos Latino and Hispanic. That's not what they were. Like, why would you give them Taíno heritage, and then that would then mean that black Haitians have no Taíno heritage then by your metric? Do you not see how that's anti-black? And then you bring up Guerrero from Mexico, and you're like, oh yeah, he had help from Mexican people to help liberate the black people from Mexico. And then he was murdered by Mexicans. Like, why are you leaving that part out? Oh, it's because it makes your point moot. And I hate that you try to make him indigenous. We don't know if he was indigenous. There is no portraiture from the time he was alive. It was all made after his life. The stuff that we have are descriptions, and his descriptions sound very Spain. He had light-colored eyes. He had that Roman nose. That doesn't sound indigenous to me. And I'm not saying that he couldn't have indigenous blood, but you definitively making him indigenous is a weird kind of, like, whitewashing. Like, why are you doing that? Anytime you say anything with absolute, you're always going to be wrong. There is almost never a time where that's going to be true. And you having to point out several tiny insular incidents where black people were helped by, one was native people, another was a potentially black mixed Spaniard who liberated black people in Mexico. Like, what are you trying to do? Like, I genuinely am upset by this kind of rhetoric because it completely ignores the hundreds of years of evidence of the contrary. Can you list to me 20 famous civil rights activists who marched alongside Martin Luther King who were Latino and Hispanic? Because when I learned about the civil rights, I learned that there were people who weren't black who were integral to the movement, but it was like 1 or 2 people. It was not a huge amount of people. And let's not forget, anti-blackness still permeates those communities. They still say the N-word. They still steal our culture all the time. There are slurs for black people in those languages. You can't even be in Mexico right now as an indigenous person or a black person without experiencing some level of oppression. And you're going to go ahead and say, oh yeah, there's the solidarity. There's not. And there is sometimes, but it's not always the case. And it's not consistent enough for you to say that there has always been. Do you not understand how insane it is? Your examples of solidarity are hundreds of years old versus the solidarity black people have had with those communities being days old. Your video is racist. And I really wish you respected black people more than this. You have to misrepresent history in order to defend yourself. And that itself says everything. I said it before and I'll say it again. I will not trust someone who isn't black and Latino, black and indigenous, or black and Hispanic when they say that there is a solidarity there. Because those are the only people who would actually be able to see it. Because they exist in both realms. But not according to you, because you did a lot of black erasure in your commentary.
The Latino and black communities have always been like this, and we should continue staying like that.
I ain't never been so glad to see a video I can click on in my life until I saw this. Because I'm in that headspace right now. Before I even go lay down, baby, I got to do this one because Hispanic and black people were like this. Bump. Because y'all affiliation for whiteness put y'all thought a step above. Okay, y'all was a class above. At least y'all was not a black. Okay. And we tried to talk to y'all. We voted the right way to pay it forward so that y'all people would not be getting drugged out of the houses. I don't see you making no videos talking about the whites. But see, what you thought was going to happen was that everything that bad was going to happen is going to happen to the blacks. Okay? You had no idea that anything was going to happen to the browns. Unless they were the browns that were making the laws, because that's what the liar told you. But let me whip you to something. That's a snake oil salesman, baby. He'll say whatever he needs to say in order to get your brown vote. And now that he got your brown vote, he's going to drag your brown people all the way back to Mexico. That's his plan. Mm-hmm. He's not worried about you. But see, what y'all fail to realize, and where y'all constantly coming from for black people, y'all had people on this app. One girl I know in particular with her, I ain't gonna even say it because I don't feel like getting no violation. Got a Trump 2024 flag going around in the circles celebrating when he won. Got another girl on who said, I did it. I voted for Trump. Yes, I did. Deal with them people. So the next time your auntie or something or uncle get drugged back to Mexico, kick in the door next door. I'm ready to see some brown on brown violence. Kick in the door. Jose, who you vote for? You like a Trump fan. Psh, hit him. Spring off all in his jaw and pull out his wife too. See who she voted for. I don't care if they don't speak. Say it in Spanish and English. Find out who they voted for. Because what y'all need to do is have some infighting between yourselves. Because I'm tired of y'all coming for black people. We're not mad. We done. We're not beefing. We resting. We're not concerned. We're unbothered. And that's what y'all don't seem to get. Trying to come on here with all these, the brown and black people used to be wind. Y'all was too busy when it served y'all feeding y'all affiliation to whiteness to even be bothered with whether the black people are okay or not. So right now, girl, we busy. We don't care if y'all okay or not, okay? Because I feel for y'all, but when you don't have sense enough, it's just like the crack addict on the street. I'm not going to go in and get no crack addict and put him in my house to say I'm trying to help him. Because until he has a mind to help himself, nobody will be able to help him. He ain't going to come up in here and steal up all my stuff. I got my own jewelry store. He ain't finna have me selling it all the way down, up and down the street for $5 to get a bump. You got to know when to let people fend for themselves. And Hispanic community, crack addicts of the election, y'all can fend for y'allself. Y'all did it. Y'all can go get a shovel or a spoon out the backyard and y'all saw yourself in. You can dig your way out. Because, baby, black people, we got stuff to do. Cheers.
The Latino and Black communities have always been like this, and we should continue staying like that.
This is the same rhetoric we hear anytime a non-Black community is up to the plate, if you will. We heard it during October timeframe about how we're brainwashed and like we should be standing. And like so many people said, like, we're allies. I'm your ally. And I'm thinking, no, you're not. That allyship would have shown itself at the ballot box. And not just specifically Latinas or Latinos, but in general, you're trying to tell me we're like this. And there's not one indicator that we're like this. Some people say that, oh, we've been in solidarity with Black people forever. What I've noticed in terms of pattern is that ultimately means that Black people need to quell their desire for equal treatment, for their needs to be addressed. So when I hear that dog whistle, it means Black people, you're not complying. You're not falling in line. So you need to,
Okay? There's no time for beef on either side. We need to stand together, especially with everything that's going on right now.
Since when has the Latino and Black community ever been like this? And Latinos were not there during the civil rights movement fighting side by side with Black American people. I literally was so confused because I was like, where were Latin people when segregation was happening? Where were they? What schools did they go to? How were they represented? And then I saw Latin people coming out, videos, saying that they went to white schools. They fought to be categorized and classified as white. So I don't understand why y'all come up here and lie and act like y'all has been an ally for Black people. And this is not to say that some has not, but as a collective, that's just not true. A lot of you all have racism and colorism within your own Latin communities. You all have a caste system within your own Latin communities. You all don't treat Afro-Latins the right way. You all discriminate and are prejudiced toward Latinas that look like me in you all's own communities, in you all's own countries. And y'all take that same, those same ideologies, those same prejudices, the same ideas and feelings. And when y'all do migrate over here, y'all bring that with you. A lot of y'all don't treat the Afro-Latins the best. Like, the Dominicans, they say the darker skin, oh, that's a Haitian. Me no black. Like, the Puerto Ricans, you can't, I'm not dark, I'm white. Like, let's stop. Y'all, it's the cap. Even y'all, even some of y'all know it. I took a screenshot of somebody, a Latino, up in your comment section. Let me post it. Look, they say, no, we have not been like this. We've been like this. Then a Latin Jesus says, no, we haven't. We have to fix the anti-Blackness first. We have to fix the anti-Blackness first. You have obviously not seen how bad our community is towards the Black community. Our community became comfortable in this system. She says, I agree with you, but it doesn't mean that we can't at least try. So why would you blatantly get up here and make this lying ass video, girl? You know you lie. So with that being said, do y'all feel, what do y'all think? Spread love is the Brooklyn way.
I think the stitches are really enough. There's absolutely nothing, and I explained a bit when I was beginning this. There's no need to lie. It's okay when you want to build a community or a relationship to acknowledge the inconsistencies and ineffectiveness that have been, in between you two. Acknowledge those and then start a new chapter instead of making it seem like everything has been perfect and therefore let's just kumbaya, let's move all together, we are in harmony. Because obviously things have not been like that. It's not that you guys fought alongside each other. Even when it came to election, were you like this? Absolutely not. Just again dismissing the fact that there's been a lot of gaslighting from this community to black people now to come and erase and make it seem like everything is just cool is just absolutely not fair. But I would say that it is a good thing for, for these communities to, work together. Yeah, but unfortunately, for the most part, most communities, whenever they want to have an alliance with black people, it's because they want to use them. Yeah, after getting what they want, they don't want anything else to do with this community. That's why black people decided actually, and they said, you know what, we are resting. We don't want anything to do with any other community. We always care and fight for everybody else, but when it comes to them reciprocating the energy, they do not. So a lot of communities use and gaslight black people in cases like this. So I think black people don't want to trust anybody because they have given people so many second chances and so many second guesses, and they have seen the good in people, but the world has seen the opposite in them. Until when they wanted to use them, that's when they see that, oh, this community is actually good. Anywho, what do you my people think? It's raining over here. And yeah, I want you to let me know what you think in the comment section. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel if you're landing on here for your very first time. I'll definitely see you in another amazing video. Until then, my name is Gracie and I love you. Bye.